we run into a $1 trillion deficit. So what happens is, instead of talking about the true problems and coming up with solutions, we got to try to divide, is what they think. They got to try to divide folks through politics of the past. And, here's the thing. The president came out a couple years ago when these tax increases were coming on, and he said, look, we've got a downturn economy, very fragile. We cannot afford to raise taxes, a tax hike on our job creators. They didn't do it then, and the thing that's really interesting is the fact that the economy is actually worse today than it was when the president said that. Look, if the president's tax hike goes into effect, it's going to cost over 700,000 American jobs. Just think about this for a minute. Companies are struggling. What's going to happen is if they take a tax increase so that the government can continue all of their ridiculous spending and continue drilling tunnels for turtles, swamp mines in California, all the crazy things, GSA. I mean, look at the trinkets that those guys were getting from China. We talk about buying things from China, but most Americans out there will tell you that, look, if we're not willing to pay more in taxes, if we end up, having to, I'm sorry, I just read the piece of paper that came up. But people aren't willing to pay more in taxes if they're just going to be helping the government with all the ridiculous spending. So the big thing here is that, to give a tax increase on the job creators in a downturn economy is a poor idea, just like the president said a couple of years ago. And I think that's the main key here is to not increase taxes, especially in a downturn economy. Let our fragile recovery continue to go, but this is a way for them to buy America. Hey, what we're going to do here is, since we're talking about taxes, what I want to do is I want to ask a poll question. And what we're going to do is this question is pretty simple. What you'll do is you'll answer, you'll press 1 for yes, 2 for no, and then 3 for undecided. And this is the question. Do you support President Obama's plan to increase taxes on those who make more than $200,000 per year? So press 1 if you think that people making $200,000 a year should pay more in taxes. Press 2 if you think that they shouldn't. Press 3 if you're undecided. Okay, so let me ask that question again. So do you support President Obama's plan to increase taxes on those who make more than $200,000? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no, and 3 for undecided.
I'm pressing 1. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I pressed it. Okay, you want me to keep? I'm putting you back there. Next question.
All right.
Bobby, this is her husband. This is Bill. Okay, see, I see that there, Bill, and out there. Okay, that's right. Hey, you're doing a great job. We need many, many more like you. Several statistics. First one is jobs is the answer to all of our problems, and you know that as well as me. Full employment. I was a small businessman for 50 years, and somebody needs to understand out there that the lower the taxes, the more people go to work, and the more income tax is paid by these people, and the less welfare tax and the less unemployment tax. Somehow that picture doesn't get somewhere. And, if we're to put a tariff on those countries that are trading with that are doing unfair practices, why don't we do it? Yeah, because you've got to level out that playing field. You're exactly right, Bill. The one thing that we find is that if given the opportunity to compete, America comes out on top. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that right here in our district, Caterpillar, that's in Decatur, they make the big, huge mining trucks. That facility there in Decatur employs 3,000 workers. 80% of those trucks ship outside of the United States. People aren't buying them because they're the cheapest. They're buying them because they're the best. And here's the thing I constantly go over with people is that we have 5% of the world's population right here in the United States of America. 95% of our customers reside outside the our customers. And if we could just level our playing field, stop over-regulating our American companies, stop over-taxing our American companies. And, here in Illinois, we know better than most about taxing because, we took the largest tax increase in the history of Illinois with Governor Clinton's 66% income tax increase. Did that fix the problem? It didn't. It allowed them to go on and continue to do some more ridiculous spending. And I think the key here is to find a solution to the problem. What is the problem here in Illinois? Just recently, Governor Clinton did a cigarette tax. One of the problems with that train of thought is they don't calculate how many customers they're going to lose to Iowa because they can drive right across the river. They can buy cigarettes, gas, everything they need. Exactly. I mean, when you're talking 30 cents a gallon cheaper than Illinois, that's a huge problem. So, but we've got to all kind of engage this process. It doesn't matter, Democrat, Republican, Independent. Try to fix America. These fights that are going on, for quite some time now, have to come to an end. It's time to find solutions to problems. And I tell you, one of the things also, Bill, that really gets me frustrated is when we come up with ideas, and it's all people do is demagogue, and this has gone on both sides have done it for years, but, it's time, if you don't like an idea that comes to the table, then look, what's your solution? Give us your idea. It's time to eliminate that aisle and think of Democrat, Republican, and realize you're all American. And the guy beside you might not really be having it when you got to know it. You're exactly right. And, I do a lot of work with Dave Loebsack from Iowa. And, for example, with the Rocky Mountain Arsenal, they've been looking for 3 provisions for 10 years. And what happened was I went to the Arsenal. It was right after I was elected. And I said, hey, what can I do to help the Arsenal just to make them a little more secure? And they gave me 3 things that they were looking for. Well, the first thing I did is I went back to Washington and reached out to Dave Loebsack. I said, we work together on this. I think we can get it done. We were actually able to get this done in 5 months, what my predecessor and his predecessor couldn't do in 10 years. So, one of the things I do is I look for common ground. We might not agree on everything, but by golly, when it comes to putting American people back to work, we can get some things done. So really appreciate the call. You have a great evening. Anyway, if you'd like to ask a question at any time, you can just hit *3 and enter the queue. What I want to do is one more poll